Nadia Matar, together with Judith Katzaver, we're co-chair of the Sovereignty Movement. The Sovereignty Movement welcomes with cautious satisfaction the declaration by Prime Minister Netanyahu about his willingness and his intention to apply Israeli sovereignty over the Jewish communities and over Judea and Samaria. It is certainly a historic declaration. We've been working for that for many years, together with many different organizations, and this is the time to say thank you to everybody, to all the partners in the sovereignty movement who have been working together. But we are also saying it's cautious. Cautious means that we are a few days before the elections, and we know that we have therefore to be careful for what is being said. So on the one hand, we're very happy. It is historic that a prime minister talks about the need for application of sovereignty and puts it in the consciousness and in the talk of diplomacy. This is what is needed to be done. On the other hand, it is on the eve of the elections, and we have rumors about the Trump plan, which talk about, according to the rumors, about on the one hand giving sovereignty to Jewish communities, and on the other hand the rest of the area, God forbid, would receive Palestinian statehood or a mini-state or autonomy. So we are here to therefore make a very clear announcement. The Israeli sovereignty has to be from the sea to the Jordan River, only Israeli sovereignty. There cannot be a division between sovereignty over Jewish communities and the rest of the area, God forbid, some kind of Palestinian autonomy or state, God forbid. Israeli sovereignty has to be all over the entire area. Judea and Samaria is one area, one geographical area, one security area, and Israel has to have sovereignty over everything. We can only think, and we wrote about it in our latest sovereignty journal, what God forbid would happen if there would be sovereignty over even part, if there would be Arab rule, God forbid, over even one part of Judea and Samaria. And therefore, on the one hand, we say thank you, and it's great news. On the other hand, cautiousness, sovereignty, yes, over all of Judea and Samaria. We have to include the fact that one of the parts and the conditions for real Israeli sovereignty is the dismantlement of the Palestinian Authority. We cannot have a Palestinian Authority there. There are Arabs, local Arabs in Judea and Samaria who are already with us in our sovereignty movement, begging us and the Prime Minister to dismantle the Palestinian Authority and bring Israeli sovereignty, which will be good not only for the Jews in Israel, but also for the Arabs. So that is the complex message of the sovereignty movement on this historic day, and we have to say to the Prime Minister, chapeau, as we say in French, or kudos, for what he did in the Golan, and definitely the next step is for the sovereignty movement. Our message to our friends and members and to the entire national camp on Tuesday, election day, it is like, almost like somebody else says, it's like Yom Kippur. We all have to, it is a very important day. You must make sure not only yourselves to go vote, but everybody in your family, your friends, everybody has to come out and vote for the national camp, for those parties who talk about sovereignty, who commit to sovereignty, for parties where you know at least the first 7, 8 or 9 people who are running in that party, that they are all, each and one of them, committed to loyalty to the land of Israel. Tuesday is a very, very important date. Make sure everybody will come out and vote. So with prayers to Hashem for a victory for the national camp, for a victory for Eretz Israel. It is all about Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, the people of Israel, the Torah of Israel. That is what we're voting for on Tuesday. So we hope and pray for a victory of the national camp and of Eretz Israel.